So, don't mind the appearance because your girl here thinks that she is a teenager and can stay up the wee hours of the night instead of sleeping because of these two books. I usually read my Kindle at night majority of the time. I just cannot like turn it off and go to sleep. So I'm struggling, you guys. Didn't put my eyebrows on today. Didn't even put eyeliner or concealer. Not even mascara. I barely put chapstick on. So, what I can say about this Too Soon for Adios book, I'm not gonna rate it yet, but I like that I can put myself in the story, like, those kind of stories where you can like just insert yourself as one of the characters and just carry a conversation. I feel like I can do that with this book. I like the family dynamic, or like how like the family isn't, I mean, it's the family set up, but not according to like standards. I like the emotion that it shows and that it gives, as far as like losing a parent and the emotions you go through. Since I lost my mother, my biological mother, 2 years ago, and a year after that, 5 days after her 1 year anniversary of her death, my grandfather, her dad, my mom's dad, passed away, and he's the one that raised me. So just all the emotions that I'm feeling as far as like losing a parent and the things that you or the feelings that you go through. So just a snippet of what this story is about. So this woman, she loses her mother to an illness, and at the funeral, this man shows up, says he's her father, and she doesn't know how to feel about it. The people around her are like, he's a jerk, leave him alone, don't talk to him, he's no good, he wasn't there for you all these years, just stay away from him. But she, it's back and forth, like they're saying not to hang out with him, but should I, because he is technically, you're saying he's my dad, I want to see what this is all about. He comes in and says, I have a house for you, you can do with it as you please. So she was like, well, she thought about it, let me get this house, I'll sell it, pay off some bills that I have, get on with my life, but under a condition, I don't want anything to do with this man. And he's just like, okay, like, here's your house. And so like, what would you do? Like, this man saying he's your dad, he's giving you a whole house while you're over here struggling, living with their aunts. Like, I don't know, like, it's so much emotion. Right now I'm at the part where she's fixing up the house. She met, in coming into the town that the house is in, she meets the mayor, which is, she thinks is just a complete jerk. And she's just living with all these emotions. Like, she doesn't know how to handle the situation as far as like the man being her dad. Like, I'm also reading, I'm not even that far, but I want to say I've seen somewhere where it says it's a YA book, YA, I don't know, but it's good to me. It is really good. And I've only gotten to chapter 3, and just in the 2 chapters that I've read so far, I'm like, I was laughing, I mean, I was giggling, like, just the banter between the young girl, which is Julia if you're like gonna speak Spanish, and her sister Olga. Like, her sister passes away, and Julia is the youngest, and she's just trying to like figure out why her mother and her father don't care for her as much as they did the sister. But then she starts unfolding some situations to reveal that her sister ain't who she really was. Like the mom and the dad, was mostly the mom, just cared for the older sister a lot more, cared for Olga a lot more, and she expressed it. Homegirl expressed it. She did not care for Julia. Kids have flaws. Parents definitely have flaws. Like, we don't know what we're doing, and it's a day-to-day situation. It's a day-to-day struggle. It's a day-to-day learning process when you become a parent. So yeah, just I want you to read this. Like, if you are into wanting to know a little bit more or read a little bit more Hispanic authors or Latin authors, Latinos, Latinas, I suggest this one. There's 325 pages, but the words are pretty big. So I want to see how far I can get in this one, because I want to try and finish both of these by this weekend, which will be Cinco de Mayo weekend. I highly recommend starting with this one. This is from Erika L. Sanchez. And I like her writing so far. Like, she's funny. She shows emotion. Definitely explains, or no. You know what I like too about this one more than the Too Soon for Adios? This one, they actually use like the Hispanic names and stuff that you actually hear in a Hispanic household, which is like tia, ama, apa. Like, my kids, well, especially my youngest daughter, will call me ama, which is mom, or apa for my husband, which is dad, or like tias, like for aunts. But in this one, it's just mom, or, you know, dad, or like for the aunts, she says aunties, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but I think I like this a little bit more because of that. Like, you get more authenticity, like, especially in a Hispanic household. Like, those are things that you hear. So I'm not gonna rant on anymore, because I want to definitely like keep you updated on what I'm feeling about each book. So hi guys, I hope you can hear me. I'm in the car with the AC on because it's a hot one today, you guys. Sitting in front of the lake. This is normally where me and my husband come to fish, and I was gonna get out, but they haven't kept up with it, and I don't feel like getting eaten up by mosquitoes when I'm kicking around in the tall grass. So so the last clip, or the clip before, 2 clips before this, I have no clue. I was talking about me reading Too Soon for Adios, and I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I spoke too soon, you guys, for the Too Soon for Adios. I came here just so I could sit and read. My youngest daughter is not going to be home for a little bit. She's doing my other daughter's hair. And then my husband is out at work. He had to travel to another city for the day. So I thought I would just come out and enjoy a little bit of reading. But I started reading, like, I picked this up this morning because I was like, okay, and it needs to get better. Like, it has to get better. And you guys, I was boo-hooing, like literally boo-hooing this morning, because the topics, or the way that this is written, has hit so close to home. So in the story, Gabby, or Gabrielle's, I think it's Gabriella, or they call her Gabby, her mom passes away. She was there to take care of her. I didn't have that I don't want to say luxury, but I didn't have that moment. And she didn't know her father. She knew a father, but it wasn't like her biological father. My biological dad was also not around growing up, so I really didn't know who he was. So at the mom's funeral, her biological father shows up, but she's just thinking it's some random friend or something until one of her aunts says, no, that was not just somebody random, that was your actual dad. She was upset. So, like, I don't want to give too much, but just the building up of the relationship, I mean, it's not to that point yet, but the emotion that she's feeling, that's what's getting me. The thoughts that she has as to, like, why wasn't she wanted by her father, all that stuff is just so hard, and I've had to deal with that. So, I mean, I'm good now. I have a great relationship with my dad. He actually came to visit this past November for my 41st birthday. He was actually here, and we got to talk, and I got to learn more things about him, and he learned things about me, and it was just a very healing time. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, she's going through like this healing process, but it's like hard at the same time. And so check it out. It's called Too Soon for Adios. It's by Annette Chavez Macias. And yeah, so I'm going to continue reading before I head home. Let me show you the things that I got from the library today. I stopped in just real quick to see what they had. I was not planning on getting anything, but because I usually, sorry about this guy, I'm trying to hold my phone and grab the books at the same time. I don't normally get more books than what I'm going to read on my TBR, and I already have that list, but just in case, because lately I've been finishing my TBR list before the month's over, so I thought I would have something to pick up if I do so happen to finish. And this is called The American Queen by Vanessa Miller. Just the cover, you guys, is so pretty. And this is it says a novel based on a true story, so I don't know what this is about. I have seen it, and I think I have it on my wish list on Amazon. And then another one that I've been seeing a lot of on Bookstagram is One of Us Knows by Elisa Cole. I'm trying to cover up the library sticker, but yeah, this one's a thriller, so I want to get into those. And then they have some books for sale. They don't have a big selection at all. It's just like a rolling cart. And this one I got for $1. It's The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. That one I've been seeing a lot of. I did read the guest list. I gave it a 3-star. It took a long time to get into, but it was good. Like, it's nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue reading and then head back home, and I will talk to you later. So you guys, happy Cinco de Mayo. It is actually the day before I am filming this, but as you're watching this, it's Cinco de Mayo, and if you celebrate it, happy Cinco de Mayo. So I was trying to finish the 2 books that I really wanted to read this month, which was Too Soon for Adios and I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter, which I showed you earlier in the video. You guys, I stayed up till 3 in the morning trying to finish this book, and I could not put it down. You guys, when I say I was boo-hooing, Like I was I was crying. Like at first, I believe I said in the beginning of this video that I was still kind of iffy about this book. Like it was like a kind of book, and that this one was a little bit better. I totally take that back. This was so good. So good. And I think it was because I could connect with the book, like on so many levels. I don't want to give too much away. Like Gabby is the main character. Her mother passes away, and she's just trying to deal with grief, as well as the fact that her biological father came back into her life. Just the way that she like deals with grief, as well as trying to find who she really is instead of having to live up to everyone's expectations. Trying to reach for her dreams and goals was so good. So good. Like, I think the part that really got me was towards the end a little bit, where she was finally letting go of not the, how do I say it? She was still holding on to a lot of regret and stuff that she felt towards her mom, as far as like not living up to what her mother wanted, or not living up to like her mom's dreams for her. And she was letting go of that. Plus she was realizing that she was just angry at the whole situation. The fact that not only did her mom, I don't know if it was necessarily her mom not wanting the father in her life, but like her mother's anger was carrying on to her. And it was so good. Like the release of grief that she showed. Also, her biological father also told her, I didn't know how to be a dad because I didn't have one. Those were the exact words that my biological father, told me this past November, that he didn't know how to be a dad because he didn't know his dad. His dad passed away when he was a young boy, and so he didn't know how to be a father, especially at a young age. My dad and mom were young teens. He was technically 15, like he was 15 years old, and he didn't know how to be a dad. So I don't understand why I'm reading 2 books about grief. This one, she's grieving her sister. This one, she's grieving her mother. It's just, go ahead and read this. And this is the only, the only 2 books that I'm gonna talk about today, because I wanted to get this out for Cinco de Mayo, and just so that you guys, if you're looking to like read more Hispanic authors, these are 2 that I recommend for sure. Erika Sanchez and Annette Chavez Macias. Like, just good. Next book I'm reading on my Kindle is Big Chicas Don't Cry, and this is another one by Annette. I cannot wait. Like, I am so excited to jump into this book. I want to really try and finish this one by the end of this weekend, which technically be maybe, when you're watching this, it's Sunday, so tonight or Monday, because I have other books that I need to read. And then I also picked up some library books, and I joined Danny Reads here on YouTube. Her YouTube is Danny Reads. I joined her book club, and they're reading this one. This is by a Black author, Alyssa Cole. And yeah, I want to read this too, which why am I putting myself through this? Why? Anyways, I definitely gave this book, if I could do 4.999, that's what I would give it. But I'm not giving a full 5-star, only because I didn't like how she would call her aunts Auntie Lily and Auntie Martha, when it was like me growing up, like they're tias, like aunts and uncles, tia and tios, like that's the only thing. But the culture you could feel, like you could feel the culture through this book. You could feel the family connections, the community connections, the dreams and aspirations that were being like chased. You could feel the grief. You could feel just so good, and I highly recommend it. So if you are looking for a Mexican author, check this out. Another thing that I really liked about this book, if you live anywhere, but if you are from the Rio Grande Valley, Texas, like down at the border, when people say, oh, I live in the Valley of Texas, like they usually stop at like San Antonio, but there's so much more. There's like 5 hours more travel south to get to where I used to live and where my husband and his family are from. And they mention Rio Grande Valley in here, which is so cool because down there is a lot of culture. There is a lot of culture, and you could just feel like the same thing. Even though this is technically, like, Gabby was from LA, but she moved to a small town in New Mexico, but like one of the characters in here talks about RGV, which is Rio Grande Valley. So that, I like that. This one, I'm still, like, it was good in the beginning, and then it like started dwindling off to like other things. So I'm only on chapter 13, and I think I'm gonna just continue hearing it on YouTube. There's I guess she's a teacher or something, was reading it for the class, because at the end she would be like, okay, now answer these questions and send them through Google Classroom, or I don't know. But I'm gonna see if they have audiobook. Danny, you're hearing it now. I am reading an audiobook, hearing an audiobook, and it's this one, because I don't know, it just fell off a little bit. And I mean, it's only chapter 13, but I think I was kind of enjoying just hearing it, because the girl that's like, the lady that's talking kind of sounds like what I feel like these characters would sound like. So I still have 3 other books in my TBR, no, including the Big Chicas Don't Cry. So 4 books that I still need to read. So I'm just glad that I'm 1 book down, a half book to go, like, and then I can just jump into my other ones. But I'm definitely gonna start Big Chicas Don't Cry, because if it's just as good as this one, she's gonna be an auto buy author for me for sure. So thank you for watching. I hope you are out celebrating for Cinco de Mayo. Tell me down in the comments if you do celebrate, or if you just go to some of the community fiestas, or if your family celebrates it. Like, how do you celebrate it? Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm so glad that you stayed. I hope you pick these reads up. Tell me what you think. Even if you've read them before, let me know what your thoughts are. Also, I did damage, and it's only garage sales and thrift stores, so it wasn't like that bad. But I'm definitely gonna have a book haul, even though I had told myself I was putting myself on a ban. That lasted a day. But thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.